What do you see? Your daughter?
For a second.
The film begins by introducing a man named Danny. After several minutes lost in thought, Danny snaps back to reality when his therapist calls out to him. She asks him to recall the traumatic reason he's there. Danny begins recounting how he lost his daughter named Minnie. He had taken her to the park, and while she played, he got distracted for just a moment, long enough for her to vanish. Danny became suspicious of a man named Lyle, who had been watching the children. Lyle was arrested, but his lawyer argued mental instability, claiming Lyle remembered nothing about that day or Minnie's whereabouts. Years passed. Danny's wife, Vivian, a pale blonde woman, left him, but he never moved on. After his therapy session, Danny looks through old photos of Minnie and Vivian before meeting up with his partner, Nix. The two head to a bank after receiving an anonymous tip about an impending robbery. Nix explains that 2 other branches had been robbed before, and in both cases, only one specific safety deposit box was taken, despite containing no money. At the scene, they join the surveillance team in a van. They spot a man named Delrain, who looks oddly familiar to Danny. Delrain sits beside a woman and says it's hot. She repeats him and walks off, clearly entranced. He then chats with police officers, who let him inside the bank without hesitation. Sensing something wrong, Danny follows. An employee tries to stop him, but Danny steals his keys and pretends to need access to a deposit box. Inside the vault, the employee leaves to find the keys, giving Danny a chance to open the same box number taken at the other robberies. Inside, he finds a photo of Minnie and a handwritten note, "Find Lev Delrain." Meanwhile, the woman outside continues stripping and wandering into traffic, causing a massive accident. At that moment, Delrain enters the bank. With a single word, he convinces the receptionist to shut it down. The police storm in, draw weapons, and clear the building. The receptionist retrieves the same box. Danny pulls his gun, trying to stop her, but she seems unable to perceive him. The police shoot Danny, but he's wearing a vest. They escort the woman and the box out into an armored truck. The truck drives off but crashes while trying to avoid the same woman, who's still acting erratically. The receptionist dies instantly. Delrain arrives, grabs the box, and plants a bomb in the woman's hand before fleeing. When Danny catches up, the bomb explodes, destroying all evidence. He sees Delrain escaping and chases him into an old building. A sudden noise spooks him, but it's just his fellow detectives. The 3 go to the rooftop and find Delrain. When he claims he's the wrong man, the other 2 detectives turn on Danny. Delrain mentions Lyle, implying he knows something about Minnie. Danny pulls out the photo and demands answers. Delrain realizes the box is empty just as Nix arrives with backup. Surrounded, Delrain tells them to clean up and jumps off the roof. The 2 detectives shoot each other. Looking down, Danny sees Delrain has vanished. Nix later tells him only 1 guard survived, and he remembers nothing, just like Lyle. That night, Danny reviews surveillance footage when Nix calls with the address of the anonymous tipster. Danny heads there and meets Diana, a psychic who's working with a large man waiting outside on a motorcycle. While the man waits, Danny questions her, but she refuses to answer and tells him to leave. Suddenly, the man drives his bike through the store, attempting to kill them. They dodge just in time, and the man kills himself using debris. Now that Diana is in danger too, Danny takes her to the police station. There she reveals that Delrain is a hypnotic, someone with psychic powers who can control minds. She has the same powers. Both were part of a secret US government program called the Division. Initially, the program claimed to help psychics, but its true purpose was to weaponize them. When Danny doubts her, Diana proves her ability by controlling Nix, making him sit, cry, and walk out to smoke with just her words. She says Delrain was the most powerful hypnotic and went rogue. She was part of the effort to stop him but failed. When she saw news of strange robberies and memory loss, she knew it was him. Outside, Delrain finds Nix and uses his powers on him. Nix returns and tries to kill Danny and Diana. Danny shoots his leg, but Nix keeps attacking. Danny manages to handcuff him to a cell bar. Still under control, Nix struggles violently until Diana shoots him in the head. Danny is furious, but Diana insists Nix couldn't be saved. This was mercy. With no explanation for Nick's death, they flee town. Soon, their faces are on the news as fugitives. At a diner, Danny admits he now believes Lyle didn't know anything. Delrain must have been behind Minnie's disappearance. Just then, a local sheriff walks in and recognizes them. Before he acts, Diana makes him report a false lead and pay for their meal. As they leave, the sheriff receives a radio message. Delrain is coming for them. Outside, Delrain and 2 officers await. Danny tells Diana to run while he distracts them. He rushes toward the train tracks and hides behind moving cars to avoid detection. Suddenly, the world around him warps. The landscape folds like paper. Behind him, Delrain appears with the cops. The illusion vanishes. It was another mind trick. Just as they're about to shoot, a truck crashes into them. Diana behind the wheel. She rescues Danny, and they flee toward Mexico. On the way, she explains that hypnotics can control what people see, unless someone has a psychic block. And somehow, Danny has an extremely powerful one. She's never been able to control him. Though Diana can't influence Danny's mind, it seems Delrain can. At the border, a guard tries to stop them, but Diana uses her powers to let them pass. Eventually, they visit Jeremiah, a former division member. He has no powers but possesses a strong mental block only Delrain can break. When they arrive, Jeremiah sends his cleaning lady to the door but grows suspicious and arms himself as Danny enters. Suddenly, the cleaning lady draws a gun. She's actually Diana, who created an illusion to conceal herself. When asked about Delrain, Jeremiah explains he's searching for Project Domino, a division-made weapon capable of mind control, even over resistant individuals. Delrain stole it, hid it, and wiped his memory, leaving behind triggers to recover it if needed. He was later captured, but 6 weeks ago something reactivated his memory, and he escaped. Jeremiah believes the clues Delrain left are in the bank deposit boxes. Danny admits he found a picture of Minnie in one, which Jeremiah asks to see. Diana grows wary. Jeremiah then reveals he's Delrain in disguise and opens fire. Danny and Diana flee into the crowded street, dodging civilians, some under Delrain's influence. Danny fires in the air to scatter the crowd, then the 2 hijack a motorcycle and speed through the city. The landscape folds again, but Diana reminds Danny it's just an illusion. They crash a truck, abandon the bike and run, only to find themselves trapped in an alley. Delrain arrives with hypnotized cops and tries to trap them, but Danny focuses his mind, triggering a power struggle that turns the cops against Delrain. As he's taken away, Danny is shocked. He's never had powers, but Diana suspects his memory was erased. They visit River, a hacker and Diana's ally, who once built the division's network. Searching Danny's records, River finds nothing about a wife. Digging deeper, he discovers Vivian, Danny's ex-wife, is a division agent. Her location is encrypted, so they wait. While Diana showers, Danny recalls how he and Vivian fell in love, married, and had Minnie. He believes she lied about her job, but her pain was real. Suddenly, Danny receives a call from Delrain, who tries to compel him to hurt Diana. Danny resists, but he realizes he's holding scissors without knowing. He stabs them into the wall and steps away, only to see them still in his hand. He raises them unwillingly. Diana sees his reflection, kisses him to break the spell, and they fall into a moment of intimacy. Danny later dreams of his family and sees Diana transform into Vivian. He sneaks into River's room and discovers something horrifying. Diana's real name is Vivian. His memories were altered. Diana had always been his wife, but in every photo, he saw a stranger. Minnie's profile confirms she's Domino. Her powers come from being the daughter of 2 hypnotics. Diana wakes and explains the truth. Both of them were division agents. When the division learned about Minnie's power, they wanted to weaponize her. Diana agreed, but Danny didn't. He kidnapped Minnie, erased his own memory, and vanished. Now he remembers his plan, to protect Minnie from everyone. Suddenly, the illusion collapses. Danny finds himself in the division's base. Everything, his life as a cop, the therapist, the bank, was a setup to make him remember Minnie's location. Everyone he encountered had been playing a role. Delrain appears, holding the picture. The clue on it is the last piece they need. For 4 years, the division has tried to break Danny's mind, but he always catches on. He escapes again and finds the fake city sets they've built. The agents tase him and drag him back. In a lab, Diana tells him her love was real, but he curses her. Giving up, the team resets his memory again. Danny wakes in what he thinks is a therapist's office. The same illusion begins. As he moves through it, the agents watch his vitals. But in the elevator, he sees Diana's real face in a photo his block has held. Danny pretends to play along. He meets Nix, heads to the bank, reviews footage, and writes in his notebook. Just as he's about to enter the bank, Danny disappears. While the agents scramble, Danny steals a van and races through the base, crashing through sets. Diana broadcasts her voice using speakers, but Danny resists her control. Nix finds Danny's notebook and realizes he's cracked the clue. Find Lev Del Rain is an anagram for Deer Valley Lane. Danny arrives at Deer Valley. Carl and Thelma greet him with guns, then confirm he remembers everything. Inside, he reunites with Minnie, now older, playing with dominoes. They embrace. Minnie says her mother has arrived. As the division closes in, a system scan reveals the ranch belongs to Danny's foster parents. Carl fires a warning shot. He and Thelma talk to Diana as if they've known her, but she doesn't recognize them. Del Rain orders the attack. Diana runs to the bodies, begging them to speak. Danny steps out and says the woman he loves wouldn't want this for their daughter. Minnie hugs her mother and tells her she's proud. Diana is confused. Minnie explains it was all a setup to destroy the division. Del Rain panics and shoots at the house. The illusion begins to shatter. Minnie uses her power to make Nix turn on the agents. Danny controls the rest. The illusion fades, revealing they're on a set in the hills. Minnie connects to Diana's mind and restores her memories. Diana recalls being restrained by a masked man, Danny, who erased her memories to protect their daughter. When Del Rain tries to shoot, Minnie turns his powers against him and ends it. Danny explains, from the moment Minnie was born, they knew she was special. The division began shaping her into a weapon. To escape, Danny and Diana erased their memories. Minnie was hidden with her grandparents to grow stronger until the time came. Danny wrote the clue and erased Diana's memories himself, knowing she would one day bring the agents here to finish it. The family embraces, finally free. They leave with Thelma in a helicopter. Carl stays behind to clean up. But after they're gone, it's revealed the dead Del Rain was Carl, and the real Carl had been Del Rain all along. Now free again, he prepares a new plan to reach Minnie, and the story ends here.